Hey everybody, you catch me in a very chipper mood. I've had a good day today. This morning I sent out the hooks. Someone did purchase those hooks. I don't blame them. 40 quid was an absolute steal. Steal, get it? Oh god, how am I making dad jokes when I don't have kids? Anyway, and I've also sold some stickers. So thank you for the support of those two people. And if any of you out there want to help support me, like the patrons going up the side. Yes, it's this bit of the video. I need to get this through before I need. This channel runs on the support of the people who watch it, so I have to do this every time. Do you know how you can help? And if you wish to, please do. Anyway, now on to the things that I have been doing recently. You saw the first episode of Spicy Builds, and it was the hooks. This is the thing I started building before I did the hooks. And this is going to be rather elaborate. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but you can see. This was standard box section like this before, and I have welded it and closed off ends, and I've even now, because I've put this tube on at an angle, I've made a better connection here by cutting out that section there and welding in a piece of plate, and I'm very happy with the way that this is going. But I'm finding this is going better not filming it because it's a little bit more complicated, and the easier things are the easier things to film when you're filming. Did any of that make any sense? Long story short, I'm making a thing. Go on, have a guess what you think it is. No, you probably didn't get it. But you will see what it is in the future. I'm going to continue working on that soon. Oh, we also got a clock commission in. I think that's number 5, maybe, ever. Really didn't get many commissions. The PO box is up for renewal in about 4 weeks' time. Yeah. Some of you then were like, well, so what? Long-time watchers are like, oh yeah. That's when you bend over and part the cheeks because, my God, do they want a lot of money to keep that thing going. But it's kind of critical to my business, so I really do need to bring some cashes in. Which brings me on to a new line of clocks. People have been on at me for a long time, Spicy, why have you not done a clock with numbers? Because it's just difficult generally to do that. How would you add numbers onto it in a nice looking way without owning like a CNC router or something like that, or a laser engraver, or even a plasma cutter. But I do own a TIG welding machine. I've wanted to do something that was industrial, which was raw, and basically I made this. These numbers are just welded in, melted with 13,000, is it 13? Several thousand, it's about 13, it's over 10. 13, we'll go with, oh this is YouTube, 1,000,000 degrees has melted these numbers in. It's a very simple thing. It's box section. I've actually signed this one on the back, nice and big. And the idea of this is it's like a desk clock or a mantelpiece clock, because you can put it on there and you can put anything you want on top, because this thing is strong. Now this one is the proof of concept. I've actually gone and got 5 more sections of this steel like this, which I'm currently starting work on, and I'm going to turn those into clocks too. This is the proof of concept one, and this is on the store now. You can purchase it if you want, and it's slightly cheaper than the production ones are going to be. Part of the reason for that is because this is an offcut that I managed to get for a few quid, but the 5 sections I've got to make the next ones I actually had to buy straight as they were, paid for them to be cut and everything, so there is an inherited cost. Also keep in mind, with regards to this one and the future ones, these weigh 3.5 kilos and I offer free P&P in the UK. So honestly, 15 quid of the price of this is going to go straight to Royal Mail to send it to you. Actually, no, correction, parcelforce. So yeah, these exist. These are a thing. The first one is available. This is number 1. This was actually clock 89. I shared it on social media and people are going nuts about it, saying they absolutely love it. So that's unusual. You know, I show pictures of clocks and people are like, that's nice. Big response to these. So I may make smaller ones in the future maybe, but for now I'm going to stick to this size, see how these go. Just looking in a scrap metal bin has done so much for me, just to look a load of offcuts and be like, well that can, and I can make that. It's done so much to inspire me. Much more so than when people send me stuff through social media. I've asked people to not to do that, don't send me pictures of other people's work, because I definitely cannot do that then when I see someone else is doing it, because I don't want to steal someone else's idea. It's happened to me with things, I don't want to do it to someone else. I have parcels. Let's open this one. Let's just throw stuff all over the place, shall we? Aha! We have a note. Dear Spicy, I asked you about these the other day on Patreon, and you said you'd use them. You've used them before, so here they are. Don't worry if you don't need them. I won't be offended if they end up in the bin. Ta, mate, Richard. No, these are not going in the bin. These are awesome. I've made one clock out of a mountain bike sprocket. Actually, how am I going to turn that into a clock? I probably will have to remove these little hubs because I need to hide the mechanism behind there. But they look really cool. I was saying, yes, I've used mountain bike discs in the past to make a small clock, and I think I will do the same. The only reason I don't normally do it is because there's still nearly as much work in one of these as there is in one of the bigger clocks, and it ends up being the same price, and then someone's like, well, I only get this for that price. So I try and do them cheaper. The ones I've had up until now, this is one I've had up to now, is much smaller, but again, that would make a cool looking clock. So yes, I am going to do that, or maybe they'll be turned into something else, I don't know. But thank you, no, they are useful. If you do ride a mountain bike and want a clock made out of your brake disc, I can do that, that's no problem. I have no oh my god, so tired. I have no problem with making things out of mountain bike things, it's just the selling it on bit that's not as easy, which is why I don't tend to do it. But thank you for that, mate. I will definitely use those. This little parcel, I had to go down to the post office and say, why did you not ring my doorbell when you shoved the note through? And they said, oh, we did. Well, no, they didn't. And they said it wouldn't fit through the letterbox, and that clearly fits through a letterbox. But it's also from China. So I wonder, what could it be? It's a very funny shape, I'll say that much. This is a Father Christmas something. It's a dancing... Hang on a minute. This is a solar-powered dancing Santa. Dance for me. Damn boy, he's thick. Well, unsurprisingly, there is no note with the dancing Santa. Thank you. He will become one of my garage mascots. So I have random things in here from people have sent me. I have a little motorcycle. This is my pink motorcycle, it lives on top of my board. I have a little Meccano plane. You know who you are who sent me these things. No, it didn't go in the bin, it's been sat on top of my board here. Little reminders of nice gestures from people. The TIG welder is a reminder of an absolutely unbelievable gesture of someone. Anyway, okay, 2 more things I want to talk about and then I'll let you go. Let you go as if you couldn't just leave, like you haven't already left. Like I'm not alone at this point in this video. Comment a fish name if I'm alone, not alone. Comment. Oh my god, I need to sleep more. I haven't owned a glue gun, hot glue gun, in years. I bought this a couple of weeks ago because I needed it for a thing I was doing, and I haven't stopped using it since. Well, I say that, I've actually run out of sticks. Partially because they only came with a couple in the box, and I think I've thrown the box away with one in the minute. So I need to order some more. But this one was from Halfords. It was about, was it from Halfords? Was it from Amazon? Halfords? Amazon. Halfords? Amazon. I can't remember. No, it was Halfords. It was only about 13 quid, I think, when I included my discount thing. These are so handy. It's one of those tools that when you have one, you'll keep using it. Just saying. Oh, and the very last thing I want to talk about is a product recommendation. This isn't a review or anything, but basically you may have noticed in the Spicy Builds video that I was wearing some headphones around my neck, which were these wireless headphones. These are Unker wireless headphones. I bought these for like 20 quid, I think it was. Reason being, I love listening to music when I am doing work in here. It's also great because it means that you're basically wearing ear defenders because these block your ears, or earbud type headphones block your ears so you don't get so much noise. So, you know, save your hearing and get to listen to music while you're working. Great stuff. I normally use normal headphones, and even if you tuck it down the inside of your shirt, at some point during the day you know that cable hooks and you end up needing ripping your head off your phone out your pocket. And as I say, yeah, they're like 20 quid. The battery lasts on them for about 8 hours depending on the level of music, but it's because they block out enough sound, you don't need them super high to be able to hear over an angle grinder, for instance. And they have definitely lasted all day. You can also use them as a headset with your phone, so you can listen to music. Make phone calls, although I've found that this is a bit rubbish, and people have found that it only works right next to your mouth. I haven't seen wireless headphones like this that actually are nicely made and do a good job, and the sound out of these is really good. It's bassy, it's full, it's nice. I really like them, and I've just been basically blown away by how wonderful it has been to not have cables hanging down me, how these can just live round your neck. They've got magnets on them so they stay together like that round your neck, and you can just put them in and take them down. Seriously Love these things. I don't often like mention random products like this, but these have made such a difference to me working in the workshop that I thought I should mention it. If you work in a noisy environment and you have earplugs things in to help your hearing, if you're allowed to, go for something like this. Even the battery dies, they'll still work. They come with different sized ear hook things. These are actually very comfortable. Different sized the earbud cups, down to the smallest size I've ever seen. So I'm assuming they're for a newborn baby. Anyway, I'm going to end this video there. That is what I've been up to lately. You will see what this is soon enough. Thank you to the people who support me and are very generous to me, and also thank you to the people who are just nice and don't give me crap. I don't know what the next spicy build is going to be. It might one day end up being one of these, if someone else wants one after I sell the first one. I am almost sure that this thing is going to sell real fast if I don't keep it for myself. I don't really have anywhere to mount it. I know one of you is going to want it. Oh, I know one of you is going to want it. Anyway, that's it. I suppose we're making this short. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. If you enjoyed this video and the other content on the channel, please consider following the links in the description to show your support.